Okay, thanks again for joining me on my video conversations, John, thatfranchiseguy.com. Today I have a couple of great guys from America's Mattress with me, Curt Grady and Jim DelVecchio. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, John.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Awesome. Well, before we get into America's Mattress and the opportunity, can you guys just both introduce yourselves briefly, a little bit of brief background and how you got into franchising with them, or we'll get into that. How you got into America's Mattress?
Sure. Well, I'll start real quick and then turn it over to Jim. But my name's Curt Grady. I work for Simmons Bedding, which will tie in with America's Mattress here in just a second. But my background is retail. I have over 20 years of experience from everything from entry-level sales to general management. And I've been with the company for about 7 years now. And it is the only retail portion of our company in a wholesale business. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But again, my background is retail and driving retail concepts.
Yep. And my name is Jim DelVecchio. I've spent most of my career in sales and marketing. I've owned multiple businesses over that time. And a few years back, I sold the last franchise that I owned, but wanted to stay in franchising. And so I joined Franlift, which is an FSO. And that is how we got hooked up with Curt and America's Mattress. So I've recently been working with them.
Fantastic. Well, that's awesome. And it's always interesting to hear how people got into franchising, because some of us are lifers and some come from other industries and learn, of course, along the way. So let's talk about the mattress industry. What is compelling? Why would somebody who's looking at a franchise even start with the industry to start with?
Sure, that's a great question. Well, mattresses are a segment of the retail market that grows every year. If we look at it, just as recently, yesterday, I was looking through 2025, we anticipate growth in the market every year. Take into account everything that's happening right now in the last year, the business has boomed. Everything within the home has boomed, and people have really put a focus on comfort and their life and making their house comfortable. And the bedroom is an extension of everything you do, from your workday to how you feel to your health. To entertainment with iPads and TVs in the bedroom. So the focus on the bedding industry in particular has exploded in the last year, especially, but it's always been a product that has grown every year. If you look back the last 10 years, it has grown every year in the last 10 years, and it doesn't look to be slowing down. And it's something that is a set industry. There's some key players. Simmons Bedding, who I work for, is one of the largest bedding companies in the world, and it has brand recognition. It's like when someone says Coca-Cola, when someone says Serta or Beauty Rest, they know those products.
For sure.
Yeah, and John, if you talk about like why is now a great time, like Curt said, sales are doing fantastic, but on top of that, for anybody that is interested in any type of a retail business, as you know, there's some great locations out there. There's some motivated landlords. We're seeing some fantastic things happen with people getting great deals as far as TI and rent reduction. And, in this business, we're looking for the A location. The location is still very important in this business. So we're seeing more of those available now. So this is like the perfect time for somebody looking to get into this kind of a business.
Well, and I definitely want to talk more about how the last year has gone. I know it's gone well for you guys, but let's, as we introduce America's Mattress, talk about, you're not actually a franchise, right? So how does that work? How is it's a business opportunity? How does that work with you guys?
Great question. Well, I think it's a fantastic business opportunity, obviously, because as you know, with a franchise, there's usually some costs up front that you're going to pay to the franchise. In this case, there's none. In fact, we are going to give you on average between $80,000 to $100,000 to open each and every store that you open with Simmons Bedding. It's really just a supply agreement, and you're agreeing to buy your mattresses from SSB. It's really that simple. And in turn, we give you a complete mattress store in a box, if you will. So it's a complete fixture program, sales process, ongoing business consultation, advertising that is ready, turnkey ready for you, whether it's digital, print, radio. So it's basically, you could walk into this with no experience and you are getting everything handed to you with a playbook on how to be successful in the mattress industry.
Right. And Jim, maybe you can touch on this too. So I think it's important for people to understand that you are getting everything that you get with a franchise. You're just not paying all the fees, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're going to see a lot of similarities there without the franchise fee and royalties. I mean, we do exclusive territories, and like Curt said, and you're going to get that support. We do have boots on the ground, people in the area helping with training, new product rollout, all of that sort of thing that you would typically see in a franchise system. So, for the investment level that you get, it's a fantastic opportunity.
Perfect, perfect. So this is really good stuff. And now let's move into what is special about America's Mattress. So talk a little bit about maybe the day in the life of what a franchisee could expect to do, some things about who your ideal candidate is. If you've got some success stories on who, what their background is or where they came from, those are good things to talk about. But really, with the idea in mind, if somebody is watching this and they're thinking, oh, I was in Subway today and I'd really like to open a franchise, and sandwiches sound like a good thing to do, or maybe a sign company, or they want to open a home maintenance. But why would they look at America's Mattress as opposed to something like that?
Sure. So I guess first of all, it's a simple. You got one product to sell, which is mattresses. Inventory levels are very low. I know a lot of retail ideas and concepts you get into. You've got to bring in a lot of inventory. We have 25 factories throughout the U.S. And typically, to give you like a example order, if you order on a Monday, you'd have that product built for you that week and get the following Monday. So it's not like you have to hoard a bunch of product, and also it's very low staff. It's 1.5 people per store. So it's a full-time person and a part-time person. So it's very simple. So you don't have, massive, payrolls that you're doing or things like that. No, obviously, if you grow and have multiple stores, you're gonna have more people, but a single store operation is very simple. And the thing is, the people that are walking into your store are true customers. They're not looky-loos. No one goes and says, let's go look at beds, right?
Right.
It's a fluffy white rectangle. They know what they look like. They need a bed. It's almost like going to the tire store. If you go to the tire store, you're going to buy tires. Right. If you have someone going into your store, they're going to buy within 2.8 stores of your visit. So you want to have a good sales process and a good salesperson. And of course, we provide a proprietary sales process in store that is designed to keep the customer in the store, get them the right product the first time, and close the sale.
Do you find that the franchise, I'm sorry, I know we talked about not a franchise, the America's Mattress owner, is that person, are they one of those employees typically? Do they typically have 1.5 in the store?
Can be. So if you have a small rural town, maybe they can support one America's Mattress, and someone wants to get out of their 9 to 5, they're tired of their job. A lot of times they are going to be the primary, and they'll have a part-time person, that works on their days off and stuff. But as we scale that out and get 3, 4, 5 stores, which is really where you can make a lot of money in one store, but you get 3, 4, 5 stores, it turns into like a little bank, little processing center for money, if you will. And those are the situations where we have like a train the manager, and the owner can really step aside, just sort of oversee from a 30,000 foot level. So, and that's sort of the sweet spot with the program. And again, because the cost of entry is so low per store, it's pretty easy. If you compare that to the cost of one regular franchise, you could quite possibly open 3 or 4 stores in a lot of cases for one franchise would cost you.
So, the all-in cost on one of these is going to be somewhere around 130,000, but in that number, we have 50,000 of working capital. So really, we're looking at about 80 to 90,000. The biggest variable there is going to be the rent factor and where you're going to open. So the reason that is such a low amount, you can open 2, 3, 4 of these for the cost of one other type retail business, is that we put in $90,000 of the startup costs. So that would be in POP, furniture, fixtures, samples, signage, stuff like that. And so Curt mentioned it, but that is per store. So every store you open, we do contribute that amount, and everyone's a little skeptical when we tell them. They're like, how do you do that? And why? That's not, too good to be true kind of thing. And it's really not. I mean, we understand the more stores that we get open, the more mattresses we sell. So it's a win-win for everybody. It works for both sides. We know what our payback is. So it's fine. And we look forward to doing that a lot.
Do you find any of your candidates coming in, I mean, do they need 80 or 90 per store liquid? Do they combine that with SBA loans or anything like that as well?
Yeah, I mean, Curt, what have you seen in the past? I mean, everybody's different, of course, but it's such a low investment. Some people can just do cash, some do SBA, they can do any way that they want. As the stores, as you open more, as you get to store 2, store 3, it's a little bit less, because just the one example, if you have a delivery truck, when you open store 2, you don't need another truck. So some economies of scale start to come into play here, that when you open store 2, you're playing off of store 1, and then store 3 is going to be a little bit less. So the profitability is going to go up a little bit. And there's some other benefits to take there as far as marketing that you're sharing and so forth. Yeah.
Do most people come in with the plan to open, multiple, 3, 4, 5 of them?
Yeah, it really depends on the market. So what we do is we award territories by the county, and we know what the total mattress market retail sales are for that county. So we can kind of back into it and say, we know we're going to get 20% of the market. We can handle 3, 4, 6 America's Mattress, whatever the case may be in that area. Now, some markets are a one-store market, and if that's fine, if that's what the partner wants to do. What we don't want to do is put somebody in a very big market in LA, or we were just talking about Seattle or something, where you want to do, a few stores to make it be really successful.
Right. And the biggest part, I'll add on to that, John, for us as a company, is this is a partnership. And it doesn't do us any good to open multiple stores in a market that only needs one, or vice versa. Put someone with one. We don't get paid by store doors. We get paid by the success of our partners. So we really look at that, and we're very upfront about that. When someone comes in and says, hey, I want to open stores in Atlanta, we tell them, well, that's a big market. It takes X number of stores. And the nice thing, though, just to add on to what we were talking about, the cost to open the stores, is if someone does get into a multi-store market, and let's say it's a 5-store market, we don't expect them to have enough money right off the bat for all 5 stores, because typically you're going to open one at a time. So we say, okay, well, let's make sure we have enough financial, either liquidity, or whether it's stocks or an SBA loan, that we can open 2 in the first year. And those 2 are going to help to open store 3, and store 3 is going to help them 4. So really, again, we approach it like, okay, we got to get the first one open before we get the 5th one open. So we really do approach it as a partnership, and making sure that everything we're doing is for the long-term success of that partner.
That makes a lot of sense. And, the markets, just from a broader business perspective, this type of business certainly feeds on itself, not just from economies of scale, but awareness, brand awareness in the market and things like that. If you have only one location in a city the size of Atlanta or Seattle, it's not going to work as well, for sure. Well, I appreciate you guys' time today and giving us some insights into America's Mattress. If you've got a 30-second elevator pitch or anything that I've not hit on that you want to add that you think would be important for somebody watching this, what would you like to wrap up on in terms of the opportunity with America's Mattress?
Sure. I think give us the opportunity to give you a 15-20 minute presentation as you're looking at other franchises. I think that you'll be quickly excited and surprised at how easy it is of a program, and really the support. And you're getting support from people that have done it. I've been in the industry. I've sold mattresses. I've managed mattress stores. So I understand what it takes on a day-to-day, and we give you everything. World-class website, finance buy-downs throughout the year, continued business consultation, training, everything wrapped in it. It really is for someone that truly wants an opportunity to make money. This is a great opportunity with real low risk of entry with a high reward ceiling.
That's awesome. I love it. Jim?
That's perfect. No, he hit all the right points. I think it's, and again, the biggest part for us is you're getting all the stuff that he's talking about without the no franchise fee, no royalty. So that's just more money for the partner to keep.
Fantastic. Again, really appreciate it. And for anybody watching out there that wants to learn more about America's Mattress, you can find out information at thatfranchiseguy.com. Reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll get you the information you're looking for and make an introduction. And we'll all get together like this, except for there'll be a 4th box with you watching a webinar or a Zoom link with us. So anyway, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. Sorry for the technical snafus, and hopefully I can get that all put together. And thank you for taking the time to learn about America's Mattress.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
All righty.
Bye-bye.